Hello, and welcome to another city update. I will make this intro short and simple because I just want to start building. But just to show you what I've already done so far in this update, I laid down some wood here, all underneath these base plates, all underneath this turn. You can see a little bit of it sticking out there. That's all so that I don't have to raise all of this up with Lego pieces like I did over there. Over there it's fine because I need to hide cables and stuff like that in these modules, so that actually helps with that. But over here I don't really need any place to hide wires because there aren't gonna be any wires as far as I think so far. So yeah, that's all gonna help me a lot with saving pieces. But speaking of pieces, I just got a BrickLink order in with a ton of big plates, all of these 16 by 16 plates in dark bluish gray. I'm gonna use these to cover this area and green plates to cover the area over there, especially that turn. So if everything works out in this video, I'm gonna start actually ballasting this area over there. This probably not, because I'm waiting for the P64 switches from FX track, because I'm gonna have a single crossover there. That's gonna be sick when these arrive, but I'm not exactly sure when they will actually deliver these switches, because things always get a little bit more delayed and they were only available for pre-order. But once they come in, I'll be able to do that, but I'll work around that and I will fill everything around it in. So let's actually start building, because we've got some great things coming up. And there we are again. It's about 1 day later in real life, and I've done the most progress on the city ever since starting this new layout, I want to say. I've built a lot, so let's go over all the changes. So first of all, you can see that I used all the plates that you were seeing on the tables before. They're now actually put in. We've got all the green stuff here, green, dark gray running along the middle there, and all of this area over here is filled in with these big 16 by 16 plates. And it's a solid structure, and finally something that I can actually build on. It's all at the proper height, and yeah, this is just amazing. So I also put in this edge on the side. So we've got this brown edge, which is exactly at the same height as over there that I've built before. And yeah, I've also built a little bit of black underneath, because the table is set in quite far here, because it sticks over a few studs. So I wanted to have something black underneath it just to make it look a little more substantial. So I've got that running all the way along the edge, over around the corner, and running all the way along this side. Later I'll have a wall here covering this lower area that's going to be mainly just probably brown with some little details sprinkled inside. But yeah, that's that. And I've ballasted the first two curves. So we have the R40 curve and the R56 curve fully properly ballasted. If you need ballasting instructions, there are a lot on the Penlog website. I'll put a link to that down below in the description of the video, so you can check that out. But yeah, I mean the first layer of ballast, I'm gonna call it, are these ballast curves from Trix Bricks, but I'm talking about the stuff below that. so that you don't have to like manually always check, oh, I'm putting the track on, where do I have to put tiles, where do I have to put plates, so that way you can just build following an instruction and you get to a result very quickly that looks like this. There aren't all the final details in yet, but I'm just really happy that I finally got the first bit of actual building above the surface done. Because so far I've only been doing like all this groundwork, and yeah, it's a very tedious task, and it's just not as fun as finally doing something that looks good. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm at this point. The next super, at least for me, the next super cool thing is that I've figured out how to install another single crossover over here. So these R104 switches here are just placeholders. These are ones from BrickLink, but these are just to mimic the FX track P64 curves that are gonna go in these spots whenever they arrive. And yeah, I figured out how to put this single crossover in using these switches and the 1.6 long straights and the 3.2 long straights from FX track. And that way I can perfectly align this to the grid. Over here you can see that this ends perfectly 8 studs parallel and on exactly the same like row of studs. So that's just super cool. And there's pretty much no strain on this whole track system, and that just makes me incredibly happy. Like I didn't expect that I would be able to put something like this in, but I am. The only I'm not going to call it a problem, but it is going to be definitely a bit of a challenge, is to figure out how to build a crossing across here with this curve in here. And yeah, I'm sure it's not going to look amazing due to all these angles, but I think I'll get something built there that looks at least halfway decent. And however it looks, it's still going to be worth it that there is another single crossover here. As I've mentioned before, the other single crossover is just going to be on that little parallel track over there. And then we're going to have the train station in the middle. So that's pretty much perfect. I'm just super happy how this all turned out. And I'm super excited to work more on the city. But yeah, for today, we've definitely got a lot of progress done. And I think I can finally rest for today. This is amazing. I'm just super happy. And yeah, that is it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. It's really been a fun update, and I'll talk to you again very soon.